So there was some talk about the fire sylphid last night. I put up a video about the fire rift beast and showed a little bit of Fria action. And hey Matthew, and I did a wonderful little collaboration with Childish Plays here today, and there was a little Fria discussion. And over the past couple of days, there was a little bit of discussion on the channel about good old fire sylphid, and I had a couple people make some comments, ask some questions like, you know, how you use fire sylphid, and so I thought that would make a good excuse to show another dungeon team that I like and I use on a pretty consistent basis, and how Fria, the fire sylphid, plays into that dungeon team. So let's let the topic for this concise video be Dragons B10, how Foro does Dragons B10. Hang out for a little bit, talk about it, show it off, discuss the reasonings why and stuff like that, and then hey, let's do maybe do an R5, like really show off some R5 speed clears tonight. I got a couple of guild buddies that we do some really fast R5 speed clears with. Maybe have the opportunity to put some of that up there for some fun sauce later on too. Greetings. So, Dragons B10. Speed teams are nothing new to Dragons B10. I think everyone has been discussing and trying out and playing around with Dragons B10 speed clears for quite some time now. There is a million ways to do it. A lot of fun ways, a whole lot of fun ways to do it. I think the traditional teams that a lot of people end up going with here recently are like Stella based, Verd, Stella, Galleon, and then Tarks are really popular. They like Verd, Stella, Galleon, double Tark, or Verd, Galleon, triple Tark. Those are really popular, really easy to make. Really good speed Dragons B10 type teams. But they all revolve around the speed leader, the mechanic of Verd boosting attack bar, and then like Tark coming in with additional attack bar boost, and giving them the opportunity to just straight up blow up the dragon, without having to worry about the towers or cleansing off his immunity for the longest time, for probably about 6 months. I did Dragons B10 with Verd, Galleon, Stella, double Tark, and it's great, and it makes really fast runs. I think it was my fastest dragon run, or one of my fastest dragons runs was done by that team there. The Verd, double Tark, Galleon, Stella, and it was perfect too, because Tark is a water monster, right? And when you put really good runes on water monsters, kind of like what we discussed in the stream a bit ago, it also helps in your contribution in world boss. So making a lot of extra Tarks is not a waste. It can help you farm dragons really fast, and it can. But at the same time, it also helps increase your scores in the world boss, because Tark can be a little beastie in world boss contribution there. But I actually, like, if I'm choosing to farm dragons all day, if that's the activity, watch some Netflix, work, play, be in the movie theaters, whatever activity it is that you do while you're farming dragons. The this is the team that I always go with. Not primarily because it's capable of the fastest runs, because it's if I wanted to get the fastest runs, I would use a different team. This team is not my fastest Dragons B10 team. Yeah, I'm on global Zedia. Um, the I choose this run because because no no matter how hard I've tried and tested, there are so many great options for Dragons B10 speed teams. There are really good ones, really good ones, and like I said, the Verd Tark Stella option is a lot of times really good. Um, as cool as they are, they fail from time to time, and they can be rare. Like you still get 96, 95% success rate, but they still are prone to the random failures, right? And let's say we just do grade school math here, and if you have a Dragons B10 team that is a minute 20 average, but yet fails 5% of the time, you know what? That minute 20 average isn't really a minute 20 average, right? Because you have to calculate in the fails. Hey, Dargy. Thanks for hanging out on the stream. So why not find a way to make your Dragons team be almost as fast as like Tarks and crazy super fast speed clears, but find a way to make it not fail. Okay, and that's why we use Fria the Fire Sylphid and Chow in this setup. Okay, so like this particular Dragons team, the heart of it is the heart of a lot of Dragon Speed teams, which is the Verd, the Galleon, and the Stella. Right, Verd gives you your speed leader. He gives you the increase in attack bar for your whole team. Galleon gives you the AoE armor break and attack buff, so you can kill trash waves and stuff faster, and so the dragon can go down faster. And Stella gives you massive damage, additional armor break, so you can land really consistent armor break on the dragon and drop him fast, and land armor break on trash to drop them fast. And she's got brand, right? So the heart of the team, like the heart of a lot of Dragon Speed teams, is Verd, Stella, Galleon give you really consistent armor break, massive damage, and good speed for dragons. And then this particular team is making use of Super Tank Chow, who is spec to deal outrageous amounts of damage with his set of runes that we have on him here, but at the same time be totally tank in terms of what, like fire content, right? Like Chow can almost, if given some time, Chow can almost solo this place. My Chow can't solo Dragon Speed 10, but he gets really close to it. I can press the auto button and he goes through and he has no problems with the whole dungeon, except for he dies like when the dragon gets really low and starts doing increased damage. But Fria is in here because she allows you to get really fast animations, really good damage for the trash waves, extra damage for hitting the dragon, and the catch is the combination of Fria and Chow gives this team the insurance that pretty much no matter how RNG the run gets, okay, if I get the worst RNG in the whole world, and I know that if the worst of the worst happens, Fria's gonna die before Chow. And oftentimes she dies before the rest of the guys, right? Because that's how you build Fria, right? She's all about sacrifice. She cleanses everyone, heals them up to full, or at the very least cleanses Chow and heals him up to full. And if the fight is to the point where the dragon is beat up halfway and everybody gets their dots removed and everybody gets their life filled back up, or even if it's just Chow, then it'll add an extra 10 or 15 seconds to the run, which I don't mind, on those random RNGs. But at the same time, it makes it to where when I come back to my phone and it's time to collect the loot, I'm not looking at that screen that you accidentally press sometimes and waste 10 crystals on. Do you ever do that? I know I've done it. Like you're farming, you're not paying attention, you come back to your phone, you're expecting a rune, and it's the revive screen, and you accidentally just tap it, and you spend 10 crystals, and all your guys come back to life, and you're like, oh no, why did I do that? I think for me, that's the worst part about it, about fails, right? I'm not gonna stream Rush Hour tonight, Dynamo, but we might do might do some R5 in a few minutes. So the like a lot of the dungeon teams that I like to use myself personally, I'm not a big fan of failures, and I would rather have that run go a little bit longer, but yet not see it fail. And a lot of times what Fria allows for is she gives the opportunity for the run to be reasonably fast, but if I'm gonna get random RNG, when I go back to my phone, that random RNG, instead of turning into a failure, it turns into me collecting loot with a slightly longer time, right? Like, you see that. What's better? A minute 48 success 100% of the time in a run that really never fails, or coming back here 3 or 4% of the time and seeing that failure screen, you know? And investing that 2 minutes, minute 48, minute 30, but not getting anything out of it, right? So that's one of the reasons why I use, and for my consistent dragons farming, why I use this team over other really good options. Because this team has, I've been running it a really, really, really long time, and I'll be honest, I've seen it fail once. I wasn't paying attention, but I've seen it fail once. I don't know how. But that's one time out of, like, wow. I mean, how much do we do dragons nowadays? Like if you're really out there looking for violent runes and stuff, I mean, a whole lot of dragons runs, and I've only ever seen it fail one time out of just thousands and thousands probably. And then the by design, the team has the opportunity to just blow up the dragon pretty quick, you know, maybe even before the immunity tower goes up. And so even though it does clock long runs every now and then, it still does a pretty consistent job of nailing down a really fast run most of the time. Hey, it's Blink Shot. So let's take a look at the runes, and then run it back a couple of times, and then we'll make this one our first concise video for the evening, and then I want to come back. I want to come right back and maybe do a little bit of thoughts and discussions about my favorite speed setups for Rift 5. Oh wait, we're not going to Rift of Worlds. We're going to Dragon's Lair. Okay, so Verd. My Verd has had the same runes on him for a year and a half, never been deruned. Never. He is double revenge nemesis. I've put 9,000 videos up on YouTube showing why double revenge nemesis, and I won't necessarily visit it so much tonight, but that's the Verd. He's double revenge nemesis. I love him, and I'm never going to change him. He's been that way for a year and a half, and I'm never going to change him. Dungeon Galleon, we've seen him before, right? He's fast, super accurate with 100% crit rate for dungeons to be able to use him with different leader skills. Lots of accuracy, lots of speed with a shield offset. Stella is... Oh, we made her go away. Come back, Stella. Where you at? Where you at? Stella. Stella is Violet Blade. With enough crit rate to always nail down crits on the dragon and get decent crit rate on trash mobs and stuff. She's Violent Blade. And Chow, my particular Chow is Vampire Nemesis because we use him in Rift Beast, right? Did she wink at you? Did she wink at you, Francisco? We love you, Francisco. You're like our homie. Like we pay attention to the cute little animals that you put on Facebook, and they make me and they make her very, very happy. That's all I gotta say. And I just said that on a Dragons video, on a video about Dragons B10. The Facebook, as far as I'm concerned, this is a quick aside from Dragons B10, but as far as I'm concerned, Facebook should just be nothing but people sharing their funny animals and cuteness of animals. You know, you can leave the political stuff out and the griping and all the complaints. Just show me more animals. I don't visit Facebook, but when I do, I look at cute animals. Oh yeah, we forgot to show Fria. Oops. I got distracted about my I don't visit Facebook, but when I do, it's for cute animals. We'll go back and show Fria. Sorry, we're gonna have to do another run first. We've already started it. It's too late. We'll just let it go, cause I could get something good this run. You know, like you never know when you're gonna get a violet rune that's worth keeping. I've tested this similar run without Chow, right? And it works. Okay? I have done Galleon, Verd, Stella, Tark, Fria, and it's awesome. It works. Okay? I've done Verd, Galleon, Fria, double Tark. It's awesome. It works. Okay? You don't necessarily have to have a Chow for this to be a cool speed Dragons B10 run. Because Fria is not just here to revive people. She's also got utility for dragons, right? She reduces the dragon's attack bar, okay? And believe it or not, she reduces the attack bar of the immunity tower just a little bit. And she increases your team's attack bar. So she's good all around for dragons if... you know, for other dragons speed type teams. Okay, she has her uses. But me personally, I just found that the combination with Chow gave me the greatest success rate paired with the lowest run times over and over again, right? And she can really be runed anyway. I've used her on all sorts of different rune sets for dragons, but the one I have been using for a good while now. Oh no, get back here, get back on there. The one I've been using for a while now is this amalgam thing that's like Blade, Nemesis, Energy. It's it's extra runes, right? It's the runes you don't put on your, your other monsters. So she's got like a really good blade set to increase the crit rate, right? Because she's got 100% crit rate and 181 crit damage. And she's got a really good nemesis set, attack and crit rate there, and crit damage and crit rate and speed there. So really good runes, but the set really doesn't make sense, right? And then energy, right? With some really high base stats. So notice 0 accuracy. She doesn't need accuracy for this passive to work. See this passive? Your attack will decrease the enemy's attack bar. That is non-resistible. That effect right there cannot be resisted. You do not need accuracy for it. She doesn't need accuracy to use this move and reduce everything on the screen's attack bar by 10% and do really good damage. And she certainly doesn't need accuracy to revive herself and sacrifice, or not revive herself, but sacrifice herself to heal everybody and remove their debuffs. So I guess the reasoning behind that set is, what awesome stats can I put on her and avoid accuracy at all cost? Let's see how much. Let's show how much damage she can do. Okay, so like let's just tap stuff. Can we just tap stuff and show the damage of Fria's third skill without? Can you not kill something, Verd? Can you leave some stuff up? Stop it! Gosh darn it. Okay, well, there's only 2 things left. All right, let's see how much your AoE does to the towers. How much does your AoE do to the towers with attack power buff and armor reduction on the towers? Slow motion. 12k, which is pretty respectable for a monster that is designed or thrown in there to sacrifice yourself to make it to be where when you go back to your phone, you never accidentally press the button and spin crystals. If you could get same stats with Violent, would you prefer those runes? Why not? But would it make the run go faster? Maybe by just a little bit, but not necessary. I've tried her with Violent runes on the same run, and it works. But the Speed Dragons teams, from my experience, Violet runes aren't really necessary. I could do the same team, and really the only monster that I think Violent is kind of really super helpful and necessary on is the Galleon. Like my Chow isn't on Violent. My Stella is on Violent, but for the longest time I ran her in speed teams without Violent runes, and it worked out just great. So Violet runes are good. If I had them, would I use them? Yeah, probably. But are they necessary, and do they make your run faster? I would say no. Okay, because speed runs are more about like animations. Well, we clocked 1 minute and 50 seconds, and we just like we were like goofing around at the very beginning there. Like we stopped the run and we played around, and then we played it in slow, and it still did it in under 2 minutes. That's pretty cool. Is it possible to use that comp without a Verd? Douglas, I'm not sure, like I'm pretty sure I'm thinking it would be, but maybe you would have to use like, I would maybe try to find a way to incorporate, a Sigmaris leader skill or something. So you in order to get really good runs, in order to get really fast Dragons B10 speed runs without a bird speed type team, you have to kind of use something that's going to remove the debuff from the dragon, or some setup, some crazy setup that's going to prevent the towers from moving. Like you have to go with some sort of Tor Sigmaris type thing. So I think it might be possible without the Verd. You'd probably have to run like a Sigmaris leader and put Theo in there. Like I'll show you. I'll show you how I would do it. Like if I didn't have a Verd, I'll show you how I might do it if I didn't have Verd. I think what I would do is I would go with like Sigmaris and maybe like Theo in there instead, right? So they do really good damage, but Fria always ends up reviving Theo and Chow, right? Like how would I let me? I think I might have to get Sigmaris out of storage real quick. You bring up a good point. Let's fool around with it, and then this video I'm gonna have to cut it because I want to stop this one so that I can start another one here in just a little bit and have a discussion and show off a little bit of what I think is good for effective speed clears in Rift 5 with your buddies. So how might this happen without a Verd? Probably something like this. Okay, where is Theo? Where is Theo? Probably something like this. And the objective would be if you get unlucky, then you know beyond a shade of doubt that Fria is going to give Theomaris and Chow the opportunity to have a reset and maybe the ability to kill the dragon right before he dies. And you don't have any monsters in here that are adding like really crazy slow long animation times, you know? And you're still making use of Fria's opportunity to sacrifice herself. And Theomaris and Chow with a Sigmaris leader skill are probably going to be capable of taking down that dragon, even if he's not like super low and he's got the immunity buff up. So this is how I would probably try to do it without a Verd leader skill. So the immunity goes up, and this is where the trouble begins, right? He's gonna give us a hard time, but Fria does that, and look at this. Like these two guys are boss, and they're gonna be like, what? You give me a dragon with low hit points, and my homie sitting here next to me that is like one of the most OP crazy nat 5s in the game. And it's game over, dude, and it's still a speed run. So yeah, if I didn't have a Verd leader skill, but I wanted to utilize a Fria in a dragon speed comp similar to that, that would be how I'd do it. I wouldn't use a Spectra. I wouldn't use a Stella. I'd go in there with a Sigmaris leader skill and a Galleon and a Fria and a Theo and a Chow. And I would rock that. That's the one I've tested, and it works pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. So yeah, Dragons B10. That's the team that I go to with 99.999% success rate. It's not the absolute fastest, right? But if we calculate in the fact that everybody's speed runs out there, I don't care what you smoking. Your speed runs with your Tarks and your Galleons and your Stellas, they are failing, buddy. You know, they're failing 3% of the time. You know, you think it's a 99% rate, but it's not really. They're more like 95, 94. And when you calculate in those fails, a run with 100% success rate that's maybe 10 or 15 seconds longer is still going to be faster and get you more loot over time. And final disclaimer, and we will be back tonight. More fun content this evening. Final disclaimer: this is not like a team that you know. I'm not saying this is a team that other people have to build. It's not a recommendation. It's just a how I'm rolling sort of content share thing. So yeah, let's come back this evening here shortly. Small break, and maybe roll with a little my philosophy and thoughts on how to get really crazy fast R5 runs. Yeah. As always, see you guys. Thanks for showing up. Have a great weekend.